Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin. There's my co-host Teddy. Still asleep, like always. And today, guys, I wanted to do just an opinion type video talking about the upcoming Nvidia graphics cards, the GTX 1180, 2080, which one is it? So far from everything I'm hearing, it's looking like it's going to be called the GTX 1180 and 1170. But we'll just have to see. Now, I don't know that much right now. I've heard a few things around the industry, but most of us right now are just guessing. There's a few things we kind of have a pretty good idea on, but for the most part, we still don't really know. But we'll try and make some educated guesses here today. So first of all, what GPU is it going to be running? From what I've been reading and from what Nvidia has released with things like the Titan V, it's most likely going to be a 12 nanometer, like I assume it'll be called something like the GV104 GPU. Now, as far as how many CUDA cores it's going to have, will it have like the 5000 like the Titan V, like over 5000 I should say? I don't think so, guys. I'm thinking it'll probably have maybe like 3,500 in that area, kind of like what the 1080 Ti has, or the P100 has. It's hard to say right now, but that would be my guess. Not only that, but it's like what kind of clock speeds could we expect to see? Judging, Nvidia generally has always gone up with its clock speeds. Like they haven't really stayed the same that often. Each generation will usually go up a bit in terms of the clock speeds. So I would assume that the boost clock speed will be over 2000 megahertz for the, you know, like the reference models. I'm thinking like a boost speed of like 2050, 2100 megahertz, something like that, rather than what we saw like with the 1080 and others, which a lot of non-reference models will boost up to about 2000 megahertz, but many of the reference ones, like Founders Editions ones, would do, you know, like 1900 megahertz. Of course, there'll be like GPU Boost 3.0 and things like that that'll help boost it up, but I think actually on the box, the listed boost speed, I think will be something like 2000 megahertz. I honestly think that. And that'll be very good, especially with obviously newer GPU, the amount of CUDA cores it has. That'll be very, very impressive. Now, one thing we actually do have quite a bit of information on is the memory. So I was hearing for a long time that it would be HBM2. And this makes sense because the Titan V has HBM2. But I'm not, you know, now I'm not really convinced because there's so much information coming out that it's going to be GDDR6 memory. So SK Hynix looks like they're saying they're going into mass production very soon. They're obviously not the only ones. There's Micron, Samsung as well. And I would say that's more likely what they're going to be going for. And that's what it seems like a lot of people are reporting, that it will have GDDR6 memory. As far as the amount goes, it'll probably be 16 gigabytes for the 1180 or 2080. And then it'll probably be like 8 for the next model down, so the 1170 or 2070. That'll be pretty good. I mean, GDDR5.6 will be fast. I mean, it's twice as fast as GDDR5 memory, and you know, and a bit faster than GDDR5X. So that'll be impressive, and I'd imagine they'd pair it with a pretty good bus. You know, I'm thinking 384 or something like that. So the memory bandwidth would be very impressive if that's true, and that's probably what I can feel the most confident about in this video, is stating that it will have GDDR6 memory. I really think that's what it's going to have, and that's what a lot of people are telling me. So I would be quite shocked if they ended up going with HBM2. Not because it's bad, just because of everything I've been hearing, it's more likely going to be GDDR6. Now let's talk about price. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, guys. So Nvidia right now can basically charge whatever they like. Let's be real. Like, they got the market to themselves. There's a GPU shortage. They pretty much have no competition right now, and I just think that means that they can charge what they like. I would say, if I'm being conservative, it will be an MSRP of $799 US, which would be 100 more than the launch price of a Founders Edition GTX 1080. So, but what's my actual guess? I'm just going to change it. My hand's getting a bit tired. What would be my guess, my personal guess? I honestly think it's more likely going to be like something like $899, guys. Maybe even higher. Think about it. Nvidia has the market in the palm of their hands. The only thing they have to worry about is the fact that consumers won't be willing to fork out that money. But my reason why saying it'll be so high is because here, this is what will be the kicker. They'll make the 1170 or something like $699 US or something like that. In which case people will go, wow, that's so much of a better deal. I'll go for the like 1170. Fully forgetting that, you know, that $700 mark, that was the launch price for the GTX 1080. So you see they're sort of increasing it. That's what I think. But I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below, especially to do with pricing, because I feel like they really could do whatever they like in that area and kind of get away with it. So I personally really wouldn't be surprised seeing a $900 US launch price for the 1180. And finally, we need to talk about the release date for their new GPUs. I know we've been talking about just the gaming this video. A lot of people talking about, you know, they're releasing gaming and mining graphics cards, but for this video, obviously, we're just talking about gaming because the vast majority of my audience is interested in the gaming cards. So release date wise, I've heard mixed things. Generally, Nvidia like to do sort of September to October release dates, like releasing within those months. The reason is because that's a good time of the year. Also, the lead up to Christmas is quite good. You know, they obviously make a lot of money during that time. All tech companies do. That makes sense. But I'm hearing a lot of talk around the industry of a July launch date. Probably the end of July, most likely. This could be true based on the GDDR6 production, although it would still be in its sort of, it would still be kind of ramping up at that point, but they would have enough there to cover them for all their launch 1180s and 1170s. So I would say that it is very likely that we will see these cards released in the end of July, and that would be my guess of when they come out. But again, I'd love to know what you guys think. As I said, this is just an opinion video. I keep up on the news a lot when it comes to graphics cards, and this is all my opinions here on my own, and I'm just basing it off everything I've read and also people within the industry that I speak to. But I'd love to know what you guys think. What do you think, like what price, when, how much do you think it'll cost, when do you think it'll be coming out, and what do you think the specs will be? I'd love to know what you guys think. Let's have a conversation about this, so let me know in the comment section down below. Now, I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.